How is it going, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my favorite lures for the spawn time, spring bass fishing, and I'm also going to be sharing some fish catches with some of those lures for y'all. So we're going to be straight and to the point today, and with that being said, here are the fish catches from yesterday when I went fishing with the lures that I will be sharing at the end of today's video. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video on the Rob and Reel channel. Today we are at some neighborhood ponds that are actually on a golf course, and you may recognize this stream because this has been in a video before. This was where I filmed my first video. I can leave the link for that video in the description if you want to watch it. And yeah, we're back trying to catch some fish. I was here a couple days ago and had some pretty good luck, so we're gonna see if we can replicate that. But last time I was here, this stream was absolutely loaded with bass. So we're gonna see if the same is true today. And with that being said, let's wet a line and let's catch some bigs. There we go. First fish of the day. It's a really tiny one. Really tiny one. But first fish of the day. We're starting off with this little guy. And there's a bee right there. Do not bother me, Mr. B. Alright, buddy. Thank you. I saw this fish go down and grab it. I mean, not a big one at all, but for the first fish of the day, we will take that. So, buddy, thank you. And hopefully we go up from here. See ya. And of course, that fish came on the bandito bug. Y'all know me, I have been fishing with the bandito bug a lot recently. I actually saw that fish kind of swim down and pick it up. So that was pretty cool. But now that we got the monkey off our back, we can try to catch some big uns. That's what we're looking for. I want a 3-pounder today. If we can catch a 3-pounder today, that will be good. That will be very good. There we go. That's a better one. Not a giant by any means, but a better one for sure. Better than the first one. Another one on the bandito bug. That's a decent fish. We'll take that any day. Any day. I saw him. I had my bandito bug under a little mat, and I saw him just shoot off for it instantly. As soon as I put it in, there's another one pretty good, so we're gonna see if we can get him too. All right, back you go, buddy. Dude, I have been grinding pretty much all day. I mean, since I filmed my intro. Oh, we finally got one. I mean, it's tiny. If we can get just a couple more of these, then we'll be in pretty good condition. Thank you, dude. But we need to try to find some size. If we can try to find some size, that'll be good. All right, see you, buddy. This is brutal, guys. This fishing is super slow. I mean, it's been slow for the last couple days here in Texas, but I didn't think it was gonna be this slow. I mean, we are pretty much post-spawn at this point. Like, there are a few fish on beds. You may get lucky at a certain pond, see a nice one up shallow on a bed, but it's pretty much post-spawn at this point, and they are fresh off the beds. Like, I'm talking a few days. So the fishing might be like this for a little while, but usually around the summer months it kicks up, and we're in May, so we should start seeing some better fishing ahead. I mean, the last couple weeks I'll go out and I'll only catch 2 or 3 fish. And today we have 3. If we can just get a few more, I'm just looking for a few more, we'll be all right. So I hope you all enjoyed that segment of the video today. And I know none of the fish that I caught were very big, and I didn't catch very many of them. But what's a fishing video without fish catches? And that also shows that the lures that I'm about to show you also work this time of year. Now, sadly, the spawn is almost over, but for you northern fishermen, I can share some of the tried and true lures for me that work during the spawn. So that is exactly what I'm gonna do right now. So starting off, for my favorite lures, we are going to start with the Finesse Presentation baits. And the first one I have is lunker log or a Cinco or a dinger or anything like a stick bait. Guggen Baits makes the lunker log, and that's what I'm presenting today. You can use this on a wacky rig or a Texas rig or a Carolina rig or however you want to rig your plastic. It's a very versatile lure, and it's great for when bass are on beds, when they're spawning, when they're doing their thing. And I have caught some pretty solid fish on lunker logs this year. One of my favorite ways to catch them is wacky style, so that's why I'm starting with the Finesse, and then I'm working towards more like, I'll start with Finesse and I'll end with moving baits, and then also some bottom baits too. But Guggen Baits lunker log, wacky rigged. Next, I got my favorite Phantom combo, and on that I have a drop shot. This is the Guggen Baits Dragon Drop. This is in a green pumpkin pearl color. This is very good for when the bite is kind of slow this time of year. This is a really good bait all year, really. And it's a very good numbers bait too. You can catch a lot of fish with a drop shot. You may not always get the size, but you can, if you're in dire need of a bite, this is a good presentation to do so. So with that being said, we'll move on to the next lure. So the next lure that we have in the next rig is a Texas rigged craw. This is actually what I caught my personal best on this year. It's 7 pounds, 14 ounces. So you know that this rig and this bait catches giants, and it works this time of year because it poses a pretty big threat for fish when they're on beds. And you can also blind cast this and hop it on the bottom. And this is a great bait this time of year, and bass just hate craws on their bed. That's a known fact. Bass just hate them on their bed. And that leads us into another craw imitator, and that is the jig. The jig is another great craw style bait for pond fishing. Well, for bass fishing in general, jigs are amazing, but they're also really good this time of year in ponds when you're bed fishing for bass. Sometimes a Texas rig may not be enough to trigger that bass into biting, but with the skirt, that provides a little bit more bulk and flair for a bass to just eat it. I've seen it happen. You'll cast a Texas rig and a bass won't pay any attention to it. You cast a jig in there and a flip just switches and they go after this thing. So the final two baits we have are moving baits, and I love fishing moving baits. I love a moving bait bite. If a moving bait bite is on, I'm going to be throwing a moving bait. And jerk bait gets it done early time of the year, like January through March and even into April. You can catch fish on jerk bait. This is a excellent cold water bait. It's, in my opinion, the best cold water bait, and I've caught some solid fish on jerk baits this year in ponds. Now, you also don't want a super deep diver. This one dives to, I believe, 5 feet. So you don't want a super deep diver when you're fishing ponds, obviously, because most ponds in this area aren't super deep. But if you're fishing lakes, by all means, get a deep diving jerk bait, and they destroy bass, like slay them this time of year, early spawn. The next lure I have, another moving bait, is a chatterbait. I know y'all are probably sick and tired of me talking about this chatterbait, but I stand by it. Chatterbaits are excellent baits all year round, but especially when that water's starting to heat up and it's kind of making that transition into 60 degrees, because you know everyone says 60-degree water temp. That's when bass start moving up, start eating. But it's a really good pre-spawn bait. Now, we are long gone past pre-spawn. We're in post-spawn. Some bass are on beds here in Texas, but we're pretty much in the post-spawn stage at this point. Still a great lure for post-spawn as well. But pre-spawn, when bass are trying to fill up, when they're trying to eat as much as they can before they spend a long time on beds, this is a perfect bait to do that. You can imitate craws and baitfish with a chatterbait. This one's imitating a baitfish, obviously, with the white and chartreuse and the swim bait trailer. But excellent all year-round bait, but kills in the pre-spawn for sure. So I hope y'all enjoyed this segment of the video. I know it was a different video. It was kind of more of a sit-down, kind of one-on-one talking video that I haven't done before. But the fishing that I did yesterday wasn't very productive, so I thought I would add this to the end of the video to try to teach y'all something. So with that being said, guys, I will see you next Wednesday on the Robin Reel channel. Peace.